29. We are live.
Yes, sir.
What up,
What's
Facebook?
good? What it do?
YouTube.
What's good, Facebook, YouTube,
Another midweek
everybody
episode.
out there.
Number 99.
Let me share this mug.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm trying to do now. There we go. No? Oh, yeah.
Trying to get that bitch. Let me see.
All right.
Alright, what's the name of that song? I know the name of the song in my head, bro.
What song?
Big Sean. Play No Games. That's it.
Oh yeah.
You said 99 like you had the whole song.
I was trying to make a 99 Problems reference, but
Bro, rappers, them folks escaped though. I ain't gonna lie to you. They
Yeah.
got lucky. They got lucky.
Like, nothing
Yeah.
about my Jags.
I say
Hey,
nothing
fuck
about
that.
my
Who
There
the
it
Jags
is.
fan?
Matthew? Yeah, Matthew. It's the only one I
Yeah,
know.
either him or
Sir.
Jeremy. Either him or Calhoun. One.
Oh no.
Who's a Jags fan out here?
Okay,
man?
so
I know
let
two.
me know.
I know two.
So it's
I'm about to
Duval or Matt. Is all that I can know.
Okay.
Let me see. I can see it. Let me see. Yeah, Duval.
Duval.
What's the issue? We can go on type. What's the
Hey
issue?
man.
Jaguars.
Hey, let
Oh,
me hold Miles Jack.
She started too, so that's why.
I'm waiting on my Jags.
Look, I can play wide receiver.
I just realized I was like, what Jazz come from? Yeah. There you go.
Hold on, bro.
Hey, bro, if you don't click that little link that say to show your name.
Yeah, like reveal yourself, my friend. Like,
Oh man, that's funny. Jaguars, man. 2017 was a long time ago, huh? Long time ago.
hey, look, I still blame it on that play. I still blame it on that one play, but they still could have kept scoring.
Man, them folks took a knee with like 90 seconds left in the half.
They showed.
I'm still blaming on that one play. On that one play, yes, everything you said is true. I'm still blaming on that one play. I'm going conspiracy on that one. Because how you recover a live fumble and then just all of a sudden blow it dead?
It's the Patriots.
Like, Burr had nothing but field in front of him. Like,
that's what happens. That's what happens in New England.
Exactly.
Unfortunately.
What Sharky always said, I'm leaving in the hands of the ref, man.
Well, in that case, then that was like
no, it wasn't that case. It was just like the ref took it away. Because at that point, Jacksonville thought, "Oh, we just gonna be all right."
They might be up by 3 scores at that point.
Exactly, they would have been up 3 scores going in the half, and then New England would have tried to. Yeah,
like I've been saying for years, though, anybody could have got it that night. Hey, I don't think nobody gonna beat us, man. This is what it was.
You know what? I'm with you there. Philly was just on the road that year.
Yeah, I ain't never seen a team that good in Philadelphia, man. But now, I don't know what's going to happen. Hey, can I be honest for a second? I know we ain't on air yet. But, man, I be looking at Jalen Hurts in the Eagles uniform, bro. I be like, bro, look cold as a mud, man. Bro, look cold as a mud, man. I like, bro, got the long socks, bro swag out. I'm like, man, I look-key want to see this man play football, man. I ain't going to lie to you. Carson, my dude, but.
I'm telling you, you gonna get the vibes with Jalen Hurts just like me and Skylar had with TJ Watt. Because when he got drafted, he was like,
I hate that we don't get preseason, but bro look cold as a mud.
Who?
Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts.
I have to see him twice a year eventually. Can't wait.
Football next Thursday, man.
Yes.
Big game.
Cowboys on?
No, we got Houston. We got Houston and Kansas City, right?
The coach,
Sean
go
against
quarterback.
Mahomes.
Yeah. Who y'all got? The Giants.
Who? Us?
Yeah, week 1. Y'all got Giants.
Mm-hmm.
Week 1.
That's a W for y'all.
No, actually, we have the Giants week 1.
Y'all do?
Y'all sure do.
Who y'all got then?
We have the Giants week 1.
Y'all sure do.
We got Washington.
Darren.
Y'all have Washington.
No, we do. Okay,
yeah. I was like, y'all got Washington.
Oh yeah, we got Atlanta week 1. Oh, that's we always have. Oh, that's still a win, by the way.
It's a win.
That's a W.
I ain't worried about Atlanta. No, I ain't worried about Atlanta.
Devin Bush.
Devin
Bush finna force a fumble. Minka Fitzpatrick finna have a pick.
Oh man.
TJ Watt gonna sack Daniel Jones about twice. So yeah, that's a W for Pittsburgh.
Cool.
All right. Let's get ready to get that thing started.
Is this person a Jaguars fan?
Yeah. Jeremy Calhoun. He's a Jaguar.
He talks stuff to me all. He talks stuff to me all the time. Yeah, we smoke them folks every year, so. You're a Florida fan too, so he could talk to me in Florida. Tennessee don't ever be Florida, so I mean,
don't remind him, Sharky.
I can't talk to him.
Sharky, don't.
No, he reminds me every day. No, don't. Every day.
Broke the streak 3 years ago just to have another one start back. But hey.
Oh, that Hail Mary. Oh, that we ain't finna go to that.
No, it wasn't a Hail Mary. That was the Georgia game with the Hail Mary.
No, not to Florida Hail Mary.
Oh yeah, that's never mind.
Fuck played that cover too.
for no goddamn reason. But anyway, that's another day.
I want to see I'm saying facts. All right, let's get started. Let's be real. 99-1.
Ja.
Yes, sir.
Ja Morant, man.
Roy.
Jesus, as our buddy Took refers him to.
Could have gave that man that one. Ooh.
Man,
right. Show themselves.
Right.
Yeah, it was rumored that it was Ramona Shelbourne, who's like the ESPN reporter out in LA. So I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what I've been hearing just from checking Twitter, that she was the one in the 99-1.
Because she votes based on narratives.
Okay.
I don't think I was just gonna say I don't think she watched the Grizzlies game, so hey, couldn't have, because she wouldn't have been able to. If that vote was for Kendrick Nunn, I'd been like, okay, I get it, but it was for Zion, and I'm like,
she must have watched one of those 19 games, clearly.
Had to. No, I don't even think it was that. She probably watched the one where he had 30 against LeBron. That game that was like everybody was talking about on ESPN.
Mm-hmm.
That probably was it. And it was like, oh, this is it. Like, no.
Oh well, man. Shout out to Ja. They finally gave it to him. They held off long enough. And shout out to Brandon Clark, finished fourth when he should have finished top 3, but we'll take it fourth.
Yeah.
But that's not the start of this coaching carousel. What we are here for. Let me be real. Steve Nash, out the blue this morning. New head coach of the Brooklyn Nets.
This came out of, I am with everybody else. This literally came out of nowhere. Like, I would definitely give kudos to Sean Marks and everybody in the Brooklyn Nets organization for keeping this under wraps. But immediately, as soon as I saw it, I immediately thought, oh yeah, this has KD written all over it. And for those that don't know, Steve Nash was actually working as a consultant for the Golden State Warriors during Durant's time there. And Steve Nash is also Kevin Durant's personal trainer. So if you don't believe me, you can just YouTube Kevin Durant and Steve Nash, and you will find numerous workout videos with them two working out together. I'm not too sold on it because I feel like they could have got a much better options possibly. Maybe Mark Jackson obviously is number one on that list. I think Jacques Vaughn deserved at least an interview, especially how he was able to work with what he got in the bubble with the Nets, although they didn't win the game. But the fact that he had those guys out there playing hard was enough to at least get an interview. I knew he was interviewing, but at least an interview. But I'm hoping that it at least works out this go around, because the Nets have done this before with Jason Kidd when they tried to squeeze into the championship picture early by trading for an old KG, Paul Pierce, and Jason Terry, and then just hiring Jason Kidd as the coach. So I mean, I'm a fan of Steve Nash. I mean, I want to see him do well, but remains to be seen. My bad.
Yeah, you're good. Yeah, like y'all know that I am like that's my favorite point guard of all time, Steve Nash. Just offensive, minded, smart, intelligent, excellent passer, excellent shooter. Just the conductor of Mike D'Antoni's offense at its peak. We've seen how that looks now with Harden and Westbrook, but I mean, I have no doubt that Steve Nash, has great coaching capability. I've kind of warmed up to the idea of Steve Nash being the coach just based on one, it's Steve Nash, he's smart, and then two, like Trevor mentioned, his relationship with Kevin Durant. I don't think it's about the X and O's per se, because I mean it's Kyrie and KD. You don't need that many X and O's to put up 30 points a game for each of them. You know what I'm saying? I think it's more so about the managing of the egos. I think Steve Nash would probably do a very good job at that. He did have to deal with at one point Stoudemire, Quentin Richardson, Joe Johnson, Sean Marion, all of which who had to have bought into the idea of running the offense as well as playing defense. So I'm cool with it. I do want to see how it's gonna go, but I mean, I think that it'll be some level of success. Like I think Brooklyn will be a top 3 or 4 seed at least next year. But shout out to Steve Nash. I'm curious to see how it goes next year.
Yeah, I'm also still not sold completely on Steve Nash and him getting this deal. I would like to see the list of candidates that they did have.
Yeah.
And just to see like how NBA does it as compared to like how the NFL is doing. Do I believe there are other candidates that are better than him? Yeah, but I also think that Steve Nash can also grow just like any other coach can grow too. And so I think this is, and Trevor and Savage, you both already hit on it. It has Kevin Durant written all over it. He is your star, and Kyrie. That is your X and O. When you talk about X and O, that is X and O.
Literally.
So if X and O say we doing it, then we doing it. And everybody's going to get in line. I was just kind of interested to see, like Spencer did that tweet about the third star.
Mm-hmm.
And when he said that, I was like, well, dang, don't you consider yourself like a pretty good player? Like you should be talking about you're the third star, not your head coach being the third star.
He ain't third star. It's Caris LeVert who's the third star.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's be real.
Let's be real here.
So, like, that comment was like wishy-washy, but I mean, give him a chance. But the same way, to me, the same way we're gonna give Steve Nash a chance, I would like to see Sam Cassell's been coaching for a long time assistantly. Hasn't got a chance yet.
Yes.
And been under some great tutelage. And some other black. I can go on and on about some coaches that I believe that look like us that have an opportunity to do this well. But again, do well. I think they'll be a top 4 seed based on those two being healthy, X and O. Right. So that's all they need.
Yeah. For me, like I said, Steve Nash has no experience. I want to say similar way. Like I said, he was in the Warriors front office. He was like a consultant. But I'm thinking like Steve Kerr when he got hired with Golden State-ish in his range. Like I said, it's KD. That's what he wanted. I saw Stephen A's rant, the black-white thing. I was like, I don't agree with it. I mean, this is what Kevin Durant wanted. Exactly. They didn't hire him because he was white and they didn't want black candidates. Kevin Durant wanted Steve Nash. Right. In the discussion.
In the story.
I mean, so I mean, we'll see how it works. I mean, no matter what, you got KD, Kyrie, Caris LeVert, Spencer Dinwiddie, DeAndre Jordan.
If anything, like I said, you can move some of them pieces and get somebody. I ain't saying Devin Booker, but I mean, you can get rid of Caris LeVert and Dinwiddie and DeAndre Jordan and add somebody else to that. I mean,
Zach LaVine.
Zach LaVine, hey.
Zach LaVine.
Yeah, I mean, they got talent galore. So I mean, Steve Nash, like I said, let him grow. I think. Like I said, does he have any head coaching experience? Sure, why not? I mean, he doesn't, but like we all said, Kevin Durant wanted this.
Yeah.
So
it'll be interesting to see who he has on his staff.
Yeah,
that's probably what's going to be the most important thing, because I think everyone's looking at it from the perspective of, Steve Nash has never coached before, and just think it's going to be X's and O's with Steve. But no, like Savage mentioned earlier, he's there to manage the egos of Kevin and Kyrie. So that's where he's primarily there for. Like, there's going to be someone on his staff, and I'm pretty sure they're going to do a good job of finding someone that could actually be a head coach that's not probably getting as much shine as they probably should have, and they're probably going to bring him in as an assistant. So
they have him. Jock Vaughn is the head assistant.
Jock Vaughn. There you go. I don't know if they fired him or they just said he's just going to go back to being an assistant. I think
go back to being an assistant because I mean he was an interim head coach, so he still wasn't full-time head coach.
So yeah, that could work. That could work. So.
Yeah, I still like to see him get looks for other jobs. I mean, he still got Philly about to sign Tyronn Lue. But you still got Indiana. Now I didn't agree with firing Nate McMillan. We didn't get to talk about that before, but you see, my dad, most guards make good coaches. That's true.
Facts. Yeah. In some capacity, because you got Steve Nash, of course, obviously. But even looking at the WNBA, Derek Fisher got the sparks looking good. You know what I'm saying? So they make a good coach in terms of like knowing where everybody is on the floor and where everybody should be. Like I said before, Steve Nash ran D'Antoni's offense, which is it may not seem complicated when you watch it, but I mean players are getting open for these 3-pointers and backdoor cuts too. So it's still some level of intelligence that comes with running an offense, especially with Steve Nash.
Yeah, specifically point guards.
Look, we got ISO Joe because of Steve Nash. So let's be real.
That's facts.
All right. So we move on from that to our next episode. Our next episode will be number 100 actually on Labor Day. So just plug that little plug out there. But it's gonna be mostly centered around football and the second round of playoffs. So we won't talk much. Shout out to the Raptors of the game winning shot by OG. And Obi right before he came on. But we'll talk more about the second round playoffs on Monday on episode 100. But we weren't really going to, since we're talking a lot about football, we're going to go and talk about the game 7s that happened this week since it'll be so far away by the time we record Monday. So the first one, Denver and Utah.
Wow.
80-78. Denver won. Mike Conley shot went rimmed in and out at the end. What y'all thought just the low score, the game itself?
I mean, go ahead, Savage. I tweeted about it, and Striker retweeted it. I was like, in the playoffs, the game is going to slow down. I mean, 80-78, that's like a third quarter score, not a fourth quarter score. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so that's halftime. If it's Houston and I guess Golden State, there's a halftime score. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
But yeah, man, like that's just at that point, it's all about who is gonna make plays in the half court and not necessarily in the fast break. You know what I'm saying? So it's all about who can get a bucket. And I'm immediately thinking about that play. Who was that? That was Gobert guarding Jokic, and Jokic hit that floater over Gobert. Like again, that play happened in the post, not a 3-point shot, not a pull up from 35 feet. That was a key bucket in that moment, and that's what the playoffs is all about. Especially a game 7, it's all about who can get a bucket, no matter where it is on the court, at what time, what player is better than the other player. And in that case, I mean, it was a tight game. It was close. Mitchell and Murray didn't score 50 points, but to me, that's just indicative of it being a game 7. Like it slows the game all the way down, and it's all about mano a mano, who's the better player. Shout out to Denver to coming all the way back. And shout out to Donovan Mitchell for signing that max contract because Utah knew, hey, I'll let Mitchell go. It's a wrap.
Exactly.
Hey, who called this shot a ground hook?
I forgot who it was, but I retweeted it. I gotta find it.
That was hilarious.
Bro did not even jump off the ground. It was literally like a Pakistan hook shot.
It was.
Oh man.
Well, for me, you were going to need a big game from Nikola Jokic, and we got exactly that. We were due for this type of game, honestly, because of how well Donovan Mitchell has played, how well Jamal Murray has played. Like, at some point, you knew they were going to cool off. You just wish it wasn't game 7. But regardless of that, we still got a great game. Regardless, came down to the wire. I think everybody in Memphis was rooting for Mike Conley to make that last-second shot that just rimmed out. Again, to Savage's point, Nikola Jokic with the game winner with the ground hook.
30 and 14 from Jokic too. Big game from him.
Big game from him. I was just about to pull up the stats. 30 and 14 from him. Definitely needed that, especially with Jamal Murray struggling because he pretty much was shot out after Game 6. But shout out to both teams. Shout out to Denver for moving on. Shout out to the Jazz. Shout out to Donovan Mitchell for securing the bag. Yes, and sky's the limit, man. The NBA is in great hands. That's all I got to say.
Okay. The Jazz.
Trap Jazz.
Trap Jazz. As they were referred to at one point.
Trap Jazz. Make a great decision with getting Donovan signed for the long term.
Immediately. Like it happened after the game, didn't it?
Exactly.
Right after the game.
They can't fish him
they picked him off the floor. The interview that said we just gonna go sign this contract right now. Right.
We already got it right here. It's a max deal. We just need you to sign it. Like,
that's it. So smart move. Next move you need to do, get rid of Rudy Gobert. He's going to kill you. And to be honest, he needs to go to the East and somewhere in the East to have some value. And so I look forward to the Jazz and being a different team next year. And I really think they need to get rid of Gobert for that. I think Donovan Mitchell and Jamal Murray had this, to me, just watch me. To me, had a Linsanity moment. Where you all know Linsanity had that time for about 15 games when he was just hot.
Yeah.
Right? Same thing with Jamal Murray, same thing with Donovan Mitchell. I don't think Donovan Mitchell is done, but I think Jamal Murray is going to be done.
Yeah.
And now let me switch over to the Nuggets. The Joker is the best center in the league. I don't care what anybody says.
I would debate
better than Bam?
Yeah, he's better than Bam.
Yeah. I would debate that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I still think it resides with number 21 in Philly, but that's debatable.
Yeah, that's true whenever he feels like he's healthy enough. So for them, I know they got Gary Harris back. I don't know if they're expecting Will Barton to come back during this time.
At this point, no, I don't think so.
And so that's I mean,
exactly.
You said they put the dumb stuff on him, yes. Excuse me, sir. Can you sign this? And so like that's got to happen. But like I'm the Nuggets. Congratulations and goodbye.
That's facts.
Hey, they tied up at the end of the first quarter right now, the Clippers, but we know what's really going to happen.
Clippers in 6. The Nuggets will somehow get 2, but Clippers in 6.
Hey, man, we got to say that for Monday, man.
I didn't say too much. I don't want to say too much.
But yeah.
You'll get the rest Monday, but yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, my thoughts, great. To me, it was a good game. I know a lot of the new age people, new generation, probably didn't like that, the score, the just physicalness, actual defense being played.
Yep.
Two teams that were just dead tired. Like I say, game 7, you throw everything out. I mean, there's no more adjustments you can make. You play each other 6 times. You're tired of playing the same opponent. Yep. So you're not only fatigued of just playing 7 games, you're tired of playing the same team 7 times. But by that point, I mean, they were just dragging all of them. And of course, Jamal Murray and Donovan Mitchell had to finally have a game with a layoff. And I do kind of agree with you, Sheedy. Jamal Murray won't also be a 30-point-per-game scorer. But, I mean, he averaged, 18 this year? I think he probably get up to 20. Mm-hmm. Donovan Mitchell, I think he could sustain it, but he won't ever be a 30-point-per-game average. But I think he averaged like 24. I can see that continuing. So I kind of agree with you on the point you made. But like I said, good game. The ending, Denver, I didn't believe they should have went and tried to hit the layup. But Torrey Craig should have missed the layup.
Right.
Yeah. I was like,
they should have went and got fouled, but you won't miss a layup.
I was like, either. just dribble it out. Like, you got the lead.
Yeah. But
and
like,
if you make both the free throws, you're up 4 anyway. So it's like,
I can understand because you can miss a free throw, but on the other end, he shouldn't miss the layup either.
it's more about muscle memory because when you think about it, he on a fast break going towards the goal. You're gonna take the basket, man.
Exactly.
That's true.
And really, Mike Conley played good defense because Mike Conley cut him off from getting the basket and forced him to pass it to Craig, who blew the layup. So great game. Like that, Jamal Murray picked Mitchell up. Great sportsmanship. It reminded me of the scene of Coach Carter. I tweeted it when Ty Crane that shook up with Junior Valley.
And Ty Crane and Junior.
Yep. That's one of my favorite movies. So I thought about that moment instantly when that happened. So
can I ask something real quick about Donovan Mitchell that I saw on Twitter? Like, Okay, y'all. He is not Dwayne Wade. Can we stop this? Can we stop?
Thank you.
Please stop this.
Thank you.
You say that for your boys.
Like he is not Dwayne Wade. Like I saw Dwayne Wade in 06. That is not Dwayne Wade plays defense. He will block your shot. He will lock you up and then drop 40 on you. Like
Dwayne Wade leads all two guards and block shots. Like
that includes Michael Jordan.
And that includes MJ. So let's be real here.
Let's slow down.
Like you said earlier, Savage. I don't normally like compare, but we just need to, as a society, stop comparing to greats and just
it's prisoner of the moment, man. That's
like let them actually get through their career a little bit. Don't be talking about GOAT status and all this stuff. But it's what it is.
That's all what it is.
But second game 7 last night, Rockets, Thunder. I think the final score is 104-102, right?
Yeah.
Houston escaped. Play some defense at the end. Like I said, I have actually been impressed with their defense throughout the playoffs or the bubble in general. But really good game. Referees, we can talk about that. We're gonna talk about the more in depth with the Milwaukee. But referees, I don't know who they were trying to. I don't know who that. It's like they were trying to cheat for Houston at one point, and they were trying to cheat for OKC. They couldn't make up their mind who they wanted to win the game. By the end, Dort had 30 points. And
shout out Lou Dort, man.
Shout out to him. But he shouldn't got that last shot. Steven Adams, and I'd like to show my name again for the people who probably didn't see. Steven trashed him. I don't know why he was on the court. I don't understand. He didn't give nothing. I mean, he did finally get some rebounds right after I tweeted. I don't know why he's on the court. He got like 3 rebounds after that. Just a waste of space. They should have just put Gallo on him.
Yeah, Houston did a good job of kind of gang rebounding there, and it was just like Steve's just out there to be out there at this point.
He was. The last play, bro, like drive to the goal.
No, I'm not, because the last play, I'm not concerned with that. The first one, I'm really pissed off because, like, if you look at how everything was set up for the first one before the foul was called and the timeout or whatever, like, if he just dives to the rim, like, there's literally nobody around him. Like, and it was the same the second time, but the first time was worse. If he just cuts to the rim, he gets a lob, and they pretty much tie the game right there. We're going to overtime, but you know.
My conspiracy is that I think Oklahoma City wanted to go for the 3, just to go for the win. Like it's like we have nothing to lose mentality, which is why he probably didn't cut to the goal. It's game 7, do or die. I don't feel like playing overtime with the Rockets right now. Let's just throw something up. But I mean,
I say my argument for that is if he drives, he opens up. They was like tight. Like when Chris Paul came across the screen, they doubled him. If Steve Nash drives to the goal, it opens up something for somebody else to get a shot out.
Mm-hmm.
And I think if the game had gone to overtime, it would have favored OKC because like Houston on offense, man, is tragic. Like it is tragic watching them on offense, and like it is not just because of what they do. Like they're easy to defend at this point because you know what you're getting from Harden. He's either gonna drive or he's gonna shoot a step back. Russ is gonna shoot himself in the foot by jacking up a 3 or making some ill-advised play. And I'm saying this because I love them both, but it's the truth. And at this point, all you have to do is just stay at home. Like crowd them a little bit and then close out on the shooters. That's pretty much how you defend the Rockets at this point.
Yeah, and hopefully the disgusting play you're talking about is Russell Westbrook, a former MVP, doing a double dribble on Steven Adams on the baseline. I hope that's what you're discussing.
That's one of them. And then it was I watched 5 straight possessions where James Harden literally was trying to free himself to get Lou Dort off of him just to end up shooting an airball 3 or a 3 that like misses badly. So.
Steven?
Should have averaged 20 and 20. Well, he should have averaged. But, You know,
Steve could have had. I wouldn't give him 2020, but 15 and 15. Like
hey.
that's.
He don't have the mindset. He don't have the killer mindset to go.
I mean, he's out there to
Steve been
be
trashed
a bum.
He's out there to be their quote unquote enforcer, but like he's not really called upon to score. Like if because they actually ran plays for him, and I'm like, that's not your offense. Like he needs to get his buckets off of putbacks, rebounds, running the floor, rim runs. Like that's how you get Steve involved in the game, but they just didn't make it happen. So
and he's not an enforcer anymore. Like you remember, he was like a dirty player essentially when he first came in the league. The stuff with Zebo, how he got suspended for Game 7, all that. Now he's nice.
Well, you know,
since he got paid.
Yeah, since Aquaman came out, he changed.
Yeah, he's just like him, man.
Since Aquaman came out, he looked just like him.
Yeah, he's just like him.
I to your father's point, I don't understand why he didn't average more points a game than he did. I don't know what is this like thing that the Rockets do that prevents centers from scoring, but they won't be in for a rude awakening real soon.
Because most of these quote unquote centers that they're playing against are not offensive threats. So it makes it easy.
My friend.
So
which is sad.
Yeah, which is not offensive threat, so they can get away with a lot. And then of course they practically switch everything on defense. So that's coming too. But this next series, good luck.
Well, I'm about to say, to your point, in this next series, technically, Anthony Davis is in a center, so the Lakers centers won't average that much.
But it's not even that. It's like
technically,
is at this point #who guarding AD. That's one.
We know.
And then good luck trying to score at the rim with AD protecting the rim, with Dwight protecting the rim, and with JaVale McGee protecting the rim. So
And Steven Adams was in at the end of the game. That's the other point I want to get to. Steven Adams plays the center for them at the end of the game, whereas Anthony Davis plays the center for the Lakers at the end of the game. And so AD is going to score his points, and they're not going to be able to stop that. But anyways, you're talking about the Game 7 itself. That's what we're discussing. Great effort from Oklahoma City. Not only just this series, been in a bubble, just the entire year. Really persevering through odds that were really against them and stacked against them. Great leader. With Chris Paul, SGA proved some things before it got a little tighter in the playoffs. But he showed his youth in the playoffs.
This year too,
right?
First playoffs,
second playoffs,
right? But he's still young in the playoffs. Is what I'm saying.
It's year two.
Right. And so like you're okay with that youth right now and those experiences because next year hopefully he grows up to this. I don't believe Oklahoma City does not make the playoffs. I think they're still a playoff team next year, contingent on whatever happens. But I really look forward to the growth. I think they need to get rid of the trash and take that out for sure. But I would love to see Chris Paul kind of run it back. That video of him and like thanking the fans of Oklahoma City is great. And I think one thing that a lot of people that are younger than us forget is that's where he started. People forget about his days there in Oklahoma City and what that did, and during that time, what was going on. So he was really just a general for them during that time.
I really wanted Chris Paul to like give a slight flex for Game 7 and wear TSU paraphernalia to the game. Like that just psychologically would have just let folks know, like, hey, this dude, because he was cooking Robert Covington. I'm sorry, he was cooking Game 6 and Game 7. That's why I said Brush came to game wearing TSU stuff. Like I promise you, it would have. But Chris Paul played phenomenal in this entire series. I would love to see them run it back, but at this point in time in Chris Paul's career, given that he's like 30, on the north side of 35. Like you want to put him somewhere where he could possibly contend. So if I'm Elton Brand of the Philadelphia 76ers, I'm on the phone with Sam Presti right now.
I thought you said contend.
I said it.
Philly got no shooters, my guy. They can't shoot worth a lick. They got to gut their whole roster. But let me ask some real quick.
That's the start to gutting the roster.
Like, they won't be contended though.
Yeah. Let me ask some about. Let me ask some real quick about Chris Paul though.
If they traded for Chris Paul,
let me ask some real quick about Chris Paul though. So Chris Paul, like Trevor said, he's 35 years old, and from what I saw, healthy Chris Paul, and y'all know where I stood years ago when he was with the Rockets and against the Warriors. I said they could have beat the Warriors because if Chris Paul didn't get hurt, because they were giving their work in that game.
Yeah.
But I look at Chris Paul. I think he got like 3-4 more years left of like solid basketball, even if he's like a third option. I mean, we saw him literally as a first option putting up 30 points on everybody. Anybody could have got it against Houston. But I look at Chris Paul, and I also look at the Rookie of the Year this year. Like, Ja is a freaky athlete, but he still has that like pit bull mentality that Chris Paul has, and I just can't wait to see the growth of Ja Morant, similarly to Chris Paul as a floor general that can also attack the basket, dunking it, obviously. But I pray that he was watching that game, getting tips from Chris Paul, because any point guard, if you're a true point guard, Chris Paul is like he's the point guy. He's the epitome of what it means to play point. He can get the assist if he needs to, but he can get 30. If he got to do it, he can go get 30. And they need 30, and they just came up like literally that short to beating the Rockets.
If you look up point guard, the definition is going to be a picture of Chris Paul.
Yep.
It's just that simple.
First ballot Hall of Fame.
First ballot, easily.
Easily.
Messed around and got a triple double, man. Yeah. But his game ages well too.
Ages so well.
So
but we're gonna end this off. First up, before we end off, of course, rest the officers who killed Breonna Taylor. But there was also another killing in LA that she just shared with us earlier this week. And I think it was another one my girlfriend told me it was one in Washington, D.C. also. Do you want to elaborate more before we get off?
I kind of did and kind of didn't. I didn't know I'll be ready for right now. I actually check in for our 100th for this, man, because I think this requires more than just a few moments of our time right now. I believe it requires some more, even on the Labor Day that we record and give them their just time. I have a few that you didn't even name yet that I got ready to go. And so like, I'd rather just wait till then. So I want you all to make sure you check in with us again on Monday on Labor Day, because you might as well get
Facts.
Yeah, y'all better be awake. It'll be around 11 o'clock.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. That's it. Episode 100. Labor Day. See you then.
Peace.
Peace.
Peace.